Ladies and gentlemen, we'll get started here. It's 8:07. Thank you so much for joining us this morning, early in the morning. Just a quick little intro what LEADS is, in case you're not familiar. LEADS Referral Network is now a membership. Had to do a lot of pivoting in the last several months with my business. So it's turned into a membership. So what you get with the membership, you get a directory listing, which helps with your SEO and being found in Google. You get to go to all speed networking meetings, which are also in Los Angeles and going to be in Minnesota starting this week. So my goal actually by the end of the year is to be in every state. So that's exciting. Did you guys ever hear the story where Jim Carrey wrote a check to himself? And so I did that. Yeah, I totally did that, wrote a check, and I just looked at it the other day and it's in my wallet. And I was like, I wonder what the date is. And it's December 2020. So I'm like, okay, every state by the end of the year. So if you know of anyone that's in another state that's interested, oh, I love that. I love that.
It's my $10 million right there, baby.
Yes. I should have wrote it for that much. It wasn't that much, so maybe you should up that check.
Up that challenge, girl.
Yeah, up it. So I also have an affiliate program. So if you know of anyone in another state that has a business and wants to network and grow their community, please get in touch with me. I'll stay after the event and answer any questions that you may have. So don't want to take up too much time because we have our amazing Tiffany here today with us. And just wanted to give you a little info about her. I'm going to read, I apologize. Tiffany has been in the financial services industry since 1990. Over the years, she has helped many through some difficult times while working on their financial goals. She is a financial advisor with an office in Seattle. In her debut book, I'm so excited, she shares some of the tools that helped with her challenges as well as others. She grew up in Seattle and her office is less than 5 miles from her childhood home. That is so cool. I love it. She is married and has 2 grown bonus sons, aka stepsons. I love stepkids. I have one too. We reside in Toronto, Ontario, Canada. Awesome. Who reside?
My stepsons.
They reside in Ontario, Canada.
My husband's originally from there, so.
Awesome. Yeah. So you get to go back and forth and visit.
When they reopen the border someday.
Well, welcome, and I'm going to put it on speaker view here, and then I'm going to mute everyone. Tiffany?
Great. Starting my timer. All right. So, how did you learn a diamond was valuable? Most likely, you learned from your family. Maybe it was your mom's wedding ring or somebody else's diamond ring. Maybe you heard the marketing campaign of De Beers, a diamond is forever. And it makes you think how special and rare diamonds are. There's even a new ad out now that says a diamond is rare. I want you to think for just 1 minute. There are so many diamonds in the world, but there's only one of each and every one of you. Nobody else. Nobody else can take your place. Nobody else can be you. So you are way more rare than a diamond. I want you to think for a second that you are at the Creative Diamonds Park in Arkansas. It's a place where you can go find your own diamonds. It's kind of cool. I've never been, but I've done sapphire mining, and that's kind of fun too. And sometimes you can find diamonds. There was a story of a woman that found this really cool shiny rock that wasn't real pretty, but it was shiny, but she thought it was maybe a piece of quartz. So she put it in her sock drawer and left it there for the longest time because she thought it was just a cool shiny rock. She had no idea it was a diamond. I tell you that story because a lot of us think about ourselves as that kind of shiny rock, but we put ourselves in the door, right? We may not always treat ourselves with the joy and kindness that we are and the rarity that we are. Because the problem is a lot of times in our life, people have torn us down by our flaws. Maybe, you know, I'll throw it out, my weight, people threw that out on me too. I found out later in life that I was dyslexic. I've got some other issues, and people labeled me along the way. And maybe you've been labeled for other whatever reason it is. I want you to think about those labels as flaws, because even the most rare diamond in the world has a flaw. And guess what? They're worth millions to billions with that flaw still. And that's why I want you to remember, for some reason, even we all have days, we all have struggles. We may not think that we're a big part of the situation in the world, but all the diamonds have flaws. Even the most rare diamond has a flaw. And when they look at a raw diamond, what they're looking at, the master cutter, because I've done some faceting before, they look at the rare diamond and imagine it's this big, and they look at all the flaws and they start cutting the flaws off to make a pretty diamond, okay? But even still, even after they've cut a lot off, there are still ones that you can't see deep within the diamond. But the thing is I think a lot of times we think about our flaws so much that we keep cutting more of our precious diamond away, because a master cutter is trying to keep the size of the diamond as big as he can or she can without cutting too much off, because the more you cut, the lesser value it becomes. So when you think about your flaws and you start, because when you were talking about writing your check, whatever you think about expands. If you think about your flaws, that will expand in your life. If you think about your worth and bringing money in and changing the world, that will expand. So, but a lot of times people keep getting stuck on that flaw, whatever it is. And it keeps cutting more and more of that valuable diamond away, and it keeps changing the shape of your diamond. Maybe you're supposed to be a square diamond. Maybe you're supposed to be a round diamond. Maybe you're supposed to be there's so many different, a pear, whatever. And every time you change that and you keep having things cut away, you are changing that. And I really believe that when we are born, we're like that raw diamond, kind of weird, misshapen, not really pretty. Even moms can say their babies are cute when they're first born, but they're not that cute. Come on now. They're kind of squishy and weird, right? And everything that happens in our life, whether it's the good stuff or the bad stuff, will cause a facet in the diamond, because diamonds have lots of facets in it. And when you're going through some stuff in your life, I want you to remember it's just another facet in your diamond. And I'm running out of time, so I gotta go fast. So if you were a diamond, beautiful and precious, yet full of flaws, would you throw it away or would you accept it, flaws and all? I want you to think about that just for a second. Because the answer to that question is we all have to see our worth, because others may only see your flaws, but you have to know how valuable and rare you are, because people will try to judge you and be mean to you no matter what, because they're not seeing the value that you are. And you have to remember that all the flaws that you have are just cuts in the grand shape of your beauty of your diamond, your true worth, which is measured beyond all measure. Because again, you are the only person that's out there that can be you in all the world, okay? There will never be another you before you or after you. And I'm getting close here, so I'm going to just tell you that here are my 30 seconds of truth to you. You were born and you will die. And that you have something within you that only you are meant to do. If you don't do it, it dies with you. And the problem is the world needs what you're meant to do. And it's scary. And I want you to do it, and I want you to do it relentlessly as your life depends on it, because in a way it does, because you only have that one life. You are loved, even if nobody ever tells you again in that. You are loved, flaws and all, because of who you are. And I want you to remember that everything begins and ends with love. And no matter what you're going through, I want you to love like there's no tomorrow, because we're not all guaranteed a tomorrow. I wish I had a little more time to tell you some of my story. I've been through I'm like the woman with 9 lives, and I'm on my 8th one. Literally, I've literally had 8 different times that I should have just died. Okay, but for whatever reason, God kept me on this earth to keep doing what I'm doing, and I really fully believe that. So I want to show you. This is my book. It's actually out on Amazon right now. Woohoo! It's the Kindle version. There will be the paperback version coming soon. And I am actually going to be offering this book tomorrow on Amazon for free, May 20, 2020. Okay? So get it now. There are some workbooks in it, so it's going to be hard with the Kindle version. So you may want the paper version, but at least you can start reading it, because I want you to feel like this is a big hug of love, because this is what it is. And the reviews that I've got from my beta testers and my launch team are just, the reviews are just amazing. So, and people that don't really know me well, that reviewed it for me. So that's my talk, and I am pretty much out of time. Any questions? Comments?
Does it? I'm like all teary-eyed. That was beautiful. That was amazing. Thank you, Tiffany.
You're welcome.
Does anyone have questions for Tiffany? I'm sorry, I'm trying to unmute everybody.
With kids having such a struggle with identity, at what age do you think that'll be a good read?
So here's the thing. When I wrote it, a lot of people, the criticism that I got from people, that they were like, well, why didn't you tell us more about your hard stuff? And the reason I didn't is I wanted it to be that teenagers could start reading this.
Cool.
So I really just say, hey, there are some stuff in here, and I don't go into the icky stuff, because also I don't want even people that are my age to be traumatic with PTSD, and a lot of the stuff that I would tell in my story would be really hard for other people to read it. And I hate when I read people's things and they're telling me the icky stuff. You know what I mean? And I wanted this to just be like, hey, we've all had a past. We're all going through some stuff, and let's move on. Let's move forward.
You
And
have
that's
to
a big
turn it
part of my
around
message.
Uplifting, yeah. You have
Yeah,
to turn it uplifting really quickly.
Yep.
People
And that's what I do. I don't jump into it, because the other thing is I hear people, well, I had this in my past and you had this, and it's not comparison. We all have had the past that we were meant to have. But my book is a big shout of leave it in the past. Don't let it follow you into the future. And that's, I only had 8 minutes to talk about it, which, and I'm not mad about it. I just want to say it's hard to say everything I want to say that's in the book. So you're going to have to grab the book for free tomorrow.
So, yeah, if everyone can, and including you, Tiffany, put your information in the chat, especially the link maybe to the Amazon, so can we share it with people?
Yeah, you can totally share it with people.
Awesome.
Tiffany, have you started a Facebook page for your book?
I have.
Well, then let's go like it right now.
Please do. Mm-hmm. And I actually have an Instagram too. Ooh, I'm so proud of myself.
So Catherine, what I do at the end of each event is I copy the chat and I paste it into a Facebook group messenger. And I connect us all through a messenger group so that we can stay in touch with each other. And then I put the chat in there so we have everybody's information in case you may know a lot. I don't know. Yeah, do you know most of the people here, Catherine?
She knows everybody.
Yeah.
I don't know Anthony, but okay. my I don't know what.
Nice. I think you'll like him.
Well, just wanted to go around and wanted to introduce my members and welcome Tiffany and Anthony as our newest members. So really excited to have you on board. Thank you. So just a quick little intro, and since we do all know each other, maybe just something new, and then we'll break out into the speed networking chat room. So Stephanie, well, Tiffany, would you want to go first?
So really I'm talking about my book right now because that's what's really important to me. And I just want to get it out to as many people as possible. And a lot of people are thinking I'm nuts for doing it for free, but I just want to change the world as much as I possibly can with the time I have left. On my other flip side, I am a wealth manager with Edward Jones, helping people make decisions with their money and their making sure their future self is taken care of. So that's me.
Awesome. Anthony.
Good morning, Anthony Upchurch with Legal Shield. Legal Shield is legal protection and privacy management. I've had to use my service yesterday because I have actually been a victim of identity theft. So we're in the process of working with an investigator now. So I can go into more detail about that, but this is the reason why I do what I do. And in this day and age, it's needed more than ever. Anthony Upchurch with Legal Shield.
Awesome. And Sue.
Hey there, I'm Sue Charles with New You Life, and today is so exciting for me because I can tell you I've been with 10 different companies that tell you they're going to different countries and it never happens. Today, New You Life is going into Canada, and if anybody knows anybody in Canada, I want to talk to them because health and wellness, this fortress they just came out with, I know but this immune support right now, and the gel is hormone support right now. The president yesterday just talked about zinc and hydrochloroquine. This has 29 grams of zinc and 1,000 milligrams extracts. They're not trace ingredients. So you can't even find zinc. My formulator's been in the business for 30 years, so he made some phone calls, and in 17 days he created this. It's freaking amazing. I've been on it for 7 days, and my fingernails and my skin all just even look better, okay, if that's possible. Yeah, for 8 a.m., okay? It's 8 a.m. with waking up.
Awesome. Danny, good morning.
Well, I just want to say how much I love this group, and something new, my son became engaged on Friday, so here's an adorable picture of them.
Ooh, cute.
Nice.
And I trust Tiffany so much that I recommended that my son and his fiance are now registered and working with her, and they're not even married yet, and that's sweet. So that's just how much I trust this group. And I just want to also say my grandson had 103 fever on the same day on Friday, and I reached out to several friends for prayer, and Sue Charles helped with some natural advice of essential oils, and Laura also helped us out. And so thank you, family.
I'm so glad that's so scary when those little ones have a high fever.
Thank you.
So welcome, Catherine. Thank you so much for joining. And I probably know you the least. So please tell us all about you.
Good morning. It's a pleasure to be here. I just want to say I don't know what's going on with my computer, but I have this this screen that's frozen, and it's in the way of me being able to type in chat. So I cannot share my information with you at this time, but Anthony's the only one on in the group today that I don't know, so I will reach out to you. Thank you. I'm Catherine White with Accelerated Results 365. I'm a business growth strategist, and I love to work with companies or entrepreneurs that want to make an impact in the world. And I help them do that through a program that I've developed called Power. That's Power with 2 R's. And I help them create possibilities, find the resources to make it happen, and then reward themselves and their teams along the way.
Awesome. Ooh, I love that. So, all right. Well, I have the breakout rooms ready. We're at kind of an odd number. So,
Can I put your information in the chat too?
Thank you,
so
Tiffany.
Anthony, if you want to stay on, then we can chat for a little bit. And
Sure
then,
thing.
I'll put you into the rotation.
No problem.
But I just wanted to say something that I think people have suggested and are open to. But when you go into the chat room, be intentional, so we all know what each other does. So, maybe instead of your 1-minute intro each, have an intentional, okay, what are you looking for? Who's your best client, so that when we're out there in the world, right, and we're talking to different people, we're like, oh, yeah, like Anthony mentioned, he looks for young